From biplane relics to jet-powered revolutionaries, American fighters and attack aircraft dominated the skies of World War II. This is Part 1, covering every U.S. fighter and attack aircraft that saw service. 28 aircraft that transformed aerial combat forever. Army fighters Boeing P-26 Peashooter. Approximately 151 produced from 1933. America's first all-metal monoplane fighter. Pratt & Whitney R1340 Wasp radial engine, 600 horsepower. Armed with 2.30 caliber machine guns or 1.30 and 1.50 caliber. Top speed 234 miles per hour. Last American fighter with open cockpit and fixed landing gear. Obsolete by Pearl Harbor, briefly defended Philippines against Japanese invasion. Seversky P-35, first U.S. AAC monoplane fighter with retractable landing gear and enclosed cockpit. 76 built from 1937. Pratt & Whitney R1830 Twin Wasp, 850 horsepower. Armed with 1.50 caliber and 1.30 caliber machine gun. Maximum speed 280 miles per hour. Served Philippines 1941. Suffered heavy losses lacking armor protection and self-sealing tanks. Led directly to Republic P-47 Thunderbolt development. Curtiss P-36 Hawk. Over 1,000 produced, including export variants. Pratt & Whitney R1830 Radial, 1,050 horsepower in late versions. Armed with 2.50 caliber machine guns. Top speed 300 miles per hour. America's best fighter in late 1930s. Scored first American air victories at Pearl Harbor. Served successfully with French Air Force during Battle of France before obsolescence. Bell P-39 Airacobra. Approximately 9,500 produced 1941 to 1944. Unique mid-engine layout with Allison V1710, 1,200 horsepower. Armed with 37mm cannon firing through propeller hub plus machine guns. Top speed 385 miles per hour. Rejected by British, became legendary with Soviet Air Force on Eastern Front. 2/3 of production sent to USSR under Lend-Lease. Curtiss P-40 Warhawk. Over 13,700 produced, backbone of early warfighter force. Allison V1710 inline engine, 1,150 horsepower. Armed with 6.50 caliber machine guns. Top speed 360 miles per hour. Famous shark mouth paint with flying tigers. Rugged, heavily armored, could outdive Japanese opponents. Served all theaters until replaced by advanced types 1944. Republic P-43 Lancer. Approximately 272 built 1941 to 1942. Pratt & Whitney R1830 with turbo supercharger, 1,200 horsepower. Armed with 2.50 caliber and 2.30 caliber machine guns. High altitude capability with 38,000-foot ceiling. Transitional design between P-35 and P-47. Most shipped to China, served until P-40 arrival. Vital for developing turbo supercharger technology. Lockheed P-38 Lightning. Over 10,000 produced 1941 to 1945. Distinctive twin-boom design. 2 Allison V1710 engines, 1,475 horsepower each. Armed with 120mm cannon and 4.50 caliber machine guns concentrated in nose. Top speed 443 miles per hour. Exceptional 1,300-mile range. Only American fighter in continuous production Pearl Harbor to VJ Day. Shot down Admiral Yamamoto. Republic P-47 Thunderbolt. Over 15,600 produced. Largest single-engine fighter of war. Pratt & Whitney R2800 Radial, 2,535 horsepower. Armed with 8.50 caliber machine guns, could carry 2,500 pounds bombs. Top speed 433 miles per hour. 7-ton beast absorbed incredible punishment. Dominated as ground attacker over Europe. Lowest loss rate of any U.S. AAF fighter. North American P-51 Mustang. Over 15,000 produced. Finest escort fighter of war. Packard-built Rolls-Royce Merlin V1650, 1,720 horsepower, armed with 6.50 caliber machine guns. Top speed 437 miles per hour, 1,650 mile range. Originally mediocre, transformed with British Merlin engine. Escorted bombers to Berlin and back, broke Luftwaffe's back. Remained frontline fighter through Korean War. Bell P-63 King Cobra, approximately 3,300 produced, 1943 to 1945. Enlarged, improved Airacobra. Allison V1710 engine, 1,325 horsepower. Armed with 37mm cannon and 4.50 caliber machine guns. Top speed 410 miles per hour. Almost exclusively sent to Soviet Union under Lend-Lease. Used by Soviets to hunt German bombers and tanks. Never saw American combat service despite excellent performance. Night fighters, Northrop P-61, Black Widow. Approximately 706 produced 1944 to 1945. America's first purpose-built night fighter. 2 Pratt & Whitney R2800 engines, 2,000 horsepower each. Armed with 4 20mm cannon plus 4.50 caliber machine guns in dorsal turret. SCR-720 radar in nose. 3-man crew hunted enemy bombers in total darkness across Pacific and Europe. Douglas P-70 Nighthawk. Approximately 60 converted from A-20 Havoc bombers. Twin Wright R2600 engines, 1,600 horsepower each. Armed with 4 20mm cannon in ventral gun pod. British AI radar installed in solid nose. Makeshift interim night fighter served Pacific 1942 to 1943 until P-61 Black Widow arrived. Most relegated to training after brief operational service. Early jets Bell 59 Era Comet. Approximately 66 produced 1944 to 1945. America's first jet aircraft. 2 General Electric 116 turbojets, 2,000 pounds thrust each. Armed with 137mm cannon and 3.50 caliber machine guns. Top speed 413 miles per hour, too slow for combat. Never deployed operationally, but trained first generation of American jet pilots for jet age transition. Lockheed P-80 Shooting Star. Over 1,700 produced from 1945. General Electric J-33 turbojet, 4,600 pounds thrust. Armed with 6.50 caliber machine guns. Top speed 558 miles per hour. Arrived Europe weeks before war ended. Flew reconnaissance, but never engaged Me-262. Became first operational American jet fighter. Served through Korean War where it fought MiG-15s. Naval fighters. Brewster F-2, a Buffalo. Approximately 509 produced 1939 to 1941. Navy's first monoplane fighter. Wright R1820 Cyclone Radial, 1,200 horsepower. Armed with 4.50 caliber machine guns. Top speed 321 miles per hour. Hopelessly outclassed by Japanese Zero. Suffered devastating losses at Midway. Found unexpected success with Finnish Air Force against Soviets. Quickly retired from frontline service. Grumman F6F. Approximately 164 produced 1936 to 1939. Navy's last biplane fighter. Wright R1820 Cyclone Radial, 950 horsepower. Armed with 1.50 caliber and 1.30 caliber machine gun. Top speed 264 miles per hour. Retired from carrier combat before Pearl Harbor, but served as primary trainer for early war naval aviators, teaching fundamentals to future Hellcat and Corsair pilots. Grumman F6F Wildcat. Over 7,800 produced 1940 to 1945, held the line in early Pacific. Pratt & Whitney R1830 Twin Wasp, 1,200 horsepower. Armed with 6.50 caliber machine guns. Top speed 318 miles per hour. Couldn't turn with zero but developed thatch weave tactics. Tough, reliable, absorbed incredible punishment. Held Pacific until better planes arrived. Remained carrier fighter on escort carriers throughout war. General Motors FM2 Wildcat. Over 4,400 produced 1943 to 1945. Lightweight Wildcat built by General Motors. Wright R1820 Cyclone, 1,350 horsepower. Armed with 4.50 caliber machine guns. Top speed 332 miles per hour, improved climb rate. Operated from small escort carriers. Served as submarine hunter and infantry support fighter, protecting convoys and amphibious landings throughout Pacific Campaign. Grumman F6F Hellcat. Over 12,200 produced 1943 to 1945, the Zero Killer. Pratt & Whitney R2800 Double Wasp, 2,000 horsepower. Armed with 6.50 caliber machine guns. Top speed 380 miles per hour. Designed specifically to kill zero, faster, climbed better, heavily armored. Accounted for 75% of all aerial victories recorded by U.S. Navy. Achieved staggering 19-to-1 kill ratio. Vought F4U Corsair. Over 12,500 produced 1942 to 1953. The Whistling Death. Pratt & Whitney R2800 Double Wasp, 2,250 horsepower. Armed with 6.50 caliber machine guns or 4 20mm cannons. Top speed 446 miles per hour. Distinctive inverted gull wings accommodated massive propeller. Marines used from land bases before carrier clearance. One of fastest piston fighters ever built. Grumman F7F Tigercat. Approximately 364 produced 1944 to 1946. Heavy carrier fighter. 2 Pratt & Whitney R2800 engines. 2,100 horsepower each. Armed with 4 20mm cannon and 4.50 caliber machine guns. Top speed 435 miles per hour. Arrived too late for significant World War II combat. Proved concept of twin-engine carrier fighters for next-generation designs. Grumman F6F Bearcat. Over 1,200 produced 1945 to 1949. The Hot Rod. Pratt & Whitney R2800 engine, 2,100 horsepower. Armed with 4.50 caliber machine guns or 4 20mm cannons. Top speed 421 miles per hour, exceptional climb rate. Smaller and lighter than Hellcat with massive engine. Designed to outperform late-war Japanese fighters but arrived as war ended. Became post-war naval fighter. Ryan FR1 Fireball. Approximately 66 produced 1945. Unique mixed propulsion fighter. Wright R1820 piston engine plus General Electric J31 turbojet. Top speed 426 miles per hour. Armed with 4.50 caliber machine guns. Propeller front, jet engine rear. Navy's transition into jet age. Arrived too late for combat. Demonstrated future carrier aviation possibilities. Attack aircraft. Douglas A-20 Havoc. Over 7,400 produced 1941 to 1944. Versatile light attack bomber. Twin Wright R2 600 Cyclone engines. 1,600 horsepower each. Armed with up to 9.50 caliber machine guns, plus 2,000 pounds bombs. Top speed 342 miles per hour. Fast, maneuverable, served as strafer and night intruder, terrorized enemy supply lines across Pacific and European theaters. Douglas, a 24 Banshee, approximately 950, produced 1941 to 1943, Army version of Navy SBD Dauntless. Wright R-1820 Cyclone, 1,000 horsepower, armed with 2.50 caliber machine guns, 1.30 caliber rear gun, 1,000-pound bomb load, lacked carrier arrestor hook, suffered heavy losses early Pacific operations, quickly relegated to training duties after poor combat performance. Curtiss, a 25 Shrike, approximately 900, produced 1943 to 1944, Army version of Navy SB-2C Helldiver. Wright R-2600 Cyclone, 1,700 horsepower, armed with two 20mm cannons, 2.30 caliber rear guns, 2,000-pound bomb load, most relegated to training or target towing. Army preferred level bombers over dive bombers by time production began 1943. Douglas, a 26 Invader, over 2,400, produced 1944 to 1945, superb attack bomber. Twin Pratt & Whitney R2800 engines, 2,000 horsepower each, armed with up to 14.50 caliber machine guns plus 4,000 pounds bombs. Top speed 373 miles per hour. Fast, heavily armed, flown by single pilot. So effective, served through Korean War and Vietnam. Replaced a 20 Havoc. North American, a 36 Apache, approximately 500, produced 1942 to 1943, dive bomber version of P-51 Mustang. Allison V1710 engine, 1,325 horsepower, armed with 6.50 caliber machine guns plus dive brakes and wing racks for 1,000-pound bombs. Used extensively North Africa and Mediterranean for precision ground attack. Early Mustang variant before Merlin engine transformation. From the canvas-winged Peashooter to the jet-powered Shooting Star, these 28 fighters and attack aircraft represented America's evolution from biplane antiquity to jet-age superiority. The Wildcat held the desperate line. The Hellcat broke the enemy's back. The Mustang escorted bombers into the heart of Germany. The Thunderbolt pounded ground targets. Attack aircraft like the Havoc and Invader devastated supply lines. Together, they achieved aerial supremacy on every front, transforming American air power from outdated remnants into the world's dominant force. These were the fighters and attackers that won the skies of World War II.